Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. So we got a trailer for Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim. And we've seen screenshots, very Ghibli looking, it's like it has that very fantasy, strong, dark lines. I like the look of it. The trailer's a little weird because it starts out with like the live action, which I thought was odd. Like it shows the original, films, and it's like, oh, another story is being told. But did you really need to show the live action parts? I know you have to like remind people, remember how amazing those films are. And I've read The Hobbit, all of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the appendices, like the added parts, and I haven't read any of like the Silmarillion or anything like that. So I don't know how to lore this story is, but I know who Hammerhand is, and he's a freaking badass. I love that dude. We get this story. It takes place when he was still like king, and it looks like I kind of know what it reminds me a lot of. Freaking Brave. Disney's Brave. You have a super big king guy, his redheaded daughter, the other tribe wants to marry in, and he doesn't really like it. She doesn't really like it. Now they have to go to war. But in the Disney version, they never went to war. And this version looks like they're going to go to war. So it's like the more like action-y version of the Brave story. Even down to the girl having red hair, which is hilarious. But the animation, fantabulous. A+. It's dark. It's gritty. It looks great. It matches the themes and how Lord of the Rings should look. Like I didn't want it to be too bright and silly, but also not so dark and gritty either. It strikes a fine balance because you get the darkness, when they're doing the battles and the nighttime scenes, but there's lots of color too when you see her like on the mountains and she's talking to one of the eagles and stuff, or interacting with. I don't know if she actually talks to him, but it looks good visually. 10 out of 10, perfection visually. Story wise, we can be running into some issues here. Is it going to be, I ain't need no man, girl boss? You can do that storyline as long as it's done well. Here's some of the stuff that I didn't like. The Hammerhand, Helm Hammerhand, the badass of badasses, is basically telling his daughter, oh, you don't know anything about war or fighting, but then she does. So she was like secretly training behind her father's back, and he never knew. I hate if that's the explanation about how she's able to do like all this stuff. Or maybe when he says that line in the trailer, maybe he means like warfare in general, like what's it cost when you go to war? Like men die, families are broken up, lots of things, bad things happen. Maybe he means it in that way, not like in a way that she doesn't know combat. Because I think he would at least trained her how to fight. Again, goes back to Disney's Brave. It's the same exact situation. Because she's an utter badass in this trailer. Like she's just thwomping people, and she's sword skills. Again, for those who don't know, in Lord of the Rings, the Rohirrim, they're the horse masters. So horse combat, that's their thing. So like they're the best in the world at it. And she's able to, in the trailer, she's doing all these amazing things. We need it, as long as we show a little bit of self-doubt, a little bit of failing and standing back up again, dusting yourself off and still going out there, still fighting for what you believe in. It's not just that she's badass, she can't be beat, no one can stop her, and she just wins. If they can avoid that, we can make this good. This can be good. Overall, the storyline looks like, so there's another kingdom wants to come in, wants to marry in, the son. I guess they grew up together, like at least they knew of each other. So he always probably thought, oh, we're going to get married one day. And then she's like not into that. And you can see it kind of hurts him because it's not like he's like, I just want power. I think he actually, honest to God, does care about her. But here's what happens. And this is very unfortunate, but this is what you get when you throw hands with Helm Hammerhand. The daughter says no. Says like, no, my daughter doesn't want to marry your son. The dad of the other tribe is like, hey, F you, buddy. Throws a punch at Hammerhand. Hammerhand punches him back, but kills him. So one like king killed another king. The son takes over, declares war on Rohan. So now you have all this everything that happened because of that situation. but you don't throw hands with Hammer Hand. You just don't do it. You do it, you're going to go down. It's not a good time when you throw hands with that man. He is a absolute unit of a man. But I guess this tells the story about like Helm's Deep, like how that became like a fortified fortress, like, you know, in the Lord of the Rings where they fought there. In the book, it's a very small part in the book. In the movie, they do an amazing job in the movie of like telling that battle. Then we have like, okay, now we're going to go to war, but you have these two people that used to be friends. He was kind of like in love with her, but then she broke his heart. So is it like revenge for my father? Is it revenge for my broken heart? I like all these themes. All these themes are really, really good. If they can just avoid the girl boss, I can't be beat, I'm better than everyone, my only flaw is that other people don't see how flawless I am. That has been a problem in like 99% of female like leads, where they just don't have faults. You know, like when they're taking a job interview and they ask you, do you have any weaknesses? And you say, oh, I work too hard. Oh, I care too much. Those aren't faults. Those are just like fake little things you say just to make yourself look better. But that's the actual character traits. Don't know if this character is going to have it. Maybe, hopefully. This is how you fix that. There's a couple lines where she says, I fight for my king. So she's fighting for her father. She's not saying her father's stupid, dumb, or incompetent. I do love that. Let that be part of it. May let it be that she wants to choose her own destiny and she doesn't want to just be someone's wife. She actually wants to be a ruler and she has good ideas and she wants what's best for Rohan. But at the same time, she doesn't feel like she should have to sacrifice everything in her heart that she feels to, you know, like I can see those conflicts. Just don't make her perfection. She's absolutely gorgeous. And just so everyone knows, redheads, they're gorgeous, but man, they're crazy. I don't know what it is. The red hair makes him go crazy. Be careful what you ask for and want to marry this girl, because she, even though she's fine as hell, it's probably a little bit on the nutty side. This is a movie, I believe. I know it's not a series, it's a movie, so I'll definitely check this out. I will do a review because it's coming out in December. Like the Lord of the Rings in December just makes sense. It's just everything about Lord of the Rings should always be in December. What is this? It treads on the edge of a knife, waver but a little. That's what this storyline is. It could literally be garbage, Rings of Power, girl boss, Galadriel trash. Or it can be something really cool. Like it's on the edge of a knife. Just 1 degree left or right can save this or destroy this. Hopefully it's good. It looks amazing. The action looks good. You get the big giant elephants, you know, like he's in the movie though. She's like running away from them and you see all these like training montages. I just don't want her to be the only one fighting. Like she's like the only badass. There needs to be more to it than that. And hopefully they blow the horn of Hellhammer Hand one last time. What a great scene for the Red Dawn. I love it so much. That whole King Theoden and that speech, it's good in the movie. It's great in the book. It's one of the best speeches like ever. You watch that speech where he gives to his writers and like death. I just absolutely love it. Lord of the Rings is so freaking good. I just bought a banner of Gondor with the white tree of Gondor. Like I have it in my room now. I'm like, oh, so cool. I just love Lord of the Rings and I want it to be cool Lord of the Rings stuff. The books will always be timeless. The movies are great too. Even though they're not 100% book accurate, they are also amazing Lord of the Rings things. Rings of Power is absolute garbage. Please let the War of Rohirrim be good. Don't let it be stupid. Don't fall to the Western tropes that make female characters suck. Because we've had amazing female characters in Lord of the Rings. We have amazing female characters 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, and we can have them again. Just don't fall into that trappings of they're amazing, they're great, they're perfect, and I can't wait till everyone else figures it out so they can confirm how great and wonderful and perfect they are. That no one likes that character. Just do not do that. Please don't do that. But I'm definitely going to check it out, and I'll definitely do a full review when it releases. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.